Hey everybody, this is Vril. Welcome back to Extended Timeline World War II. We are now up to August of the year 2059. So in the last episode we had quite a few wars going on. We had a war between Turkey and Greece. Germany and Egypt were on the side of Turkey. Italy was on the side of Greece. And Turkey ended up winning that war. They took the island of Crete from the Greeks. The Germans took a couple provinces in northern Italy, and the Egyptians were able to gain back a couple provinces from the Italians here in Egypt. Now, in Eastern Europe and the Balkan regions, the Albanians had taken control of all of Serbia in previous episodes. Now, Bulgaria took that back from Albania here. We also had Poland declaring war on Romania. Poland gave some territory back to the Hungarians. Hungary was down to one province at one point in time. Gave some territory to Bulgaria as well, I think, and also released Moldavia here as an independent nation. Now, we also had a war between Botswana and Zambia. Angola and Kenya were in that war on the side of Botswana. Zambia was actually able to take some territory from Kenya and Angola here, but Botswana took some territory from Zambia here. You can see Zambia has some claims and are coring up some provinces in Kenya here. Now, we also had a war between Argentina and Peru. We've had quite a few of these in the past. Now, Mexico and Venezuela were on this side of Argentina here. And actually, Peru took over, sieged out a lot of territory in Mexico here, and peaced out early with the Mexicans and released Guatemala as a nation once again. Now, the opposite kind of happened with Venezuela here. Venezuela was down to just a couple provinces here. They pieced out early with Venezuela, Peru, and Venezuela, and got back some territory that we're now calling Venezuelan Colombia. I would suspect because Venezuela had to move their capital somewhere in the Caribbean, and now their mainland is somewhere there, and we're calling this Venezuelan Colombia. I don't think Argentina gained any territory in that war, though, so that is where we stand on that. Let's look at the armies of the world here. Let me sort them. We've got China, followed by the US, Soviet Union, Germany, and Japan. I'll note that we do have quite a few nations very, very low on manpower. Netherlands included. Peru. We might see Brazil war with Peru because they have such low manpower. Anything else? Italy, Iran, very, very low. Germany has regained much of its manpower, so that's good for them. They're still have a bunch of mercenaries, though. So let's look at the wars that are going on. We've got an American reconquest of Sulu against the Netherlands there in Indonesia. And we have a New Zealand-Dutch imperialist war, New Zealand with Portugal and Japan against the Netherlands. And we have a Nigerian-Spanish imperialist war. We have Nigeria and Mauritania against Spain and Spanish West Africa. So Mauritania probably wants territory here. The Spanish West African colony that they want from the Spanish, but they're going to have to move their forces from Africa to Spain, and there is no strait here in Gibraltar at the moment. I did notice in the Mare Nostrum trailer, unless they changed something that there, I do think there was a strait there for them, so we'll see what happens. Let's quickly look over here in Indonesia and see what's going on. We've got the Netherlands. New Zealand's been sieged out here by New Zealand. We've got American Indonesia sieged out by the Netherlands. Somewhere in the last episode we did have the New Zealanders had sieged this out here in New Guinea, but now we've got the Netherlands sieging it out from the New Zealanders here. So we'll see where this goes, but it's not looking very positive. I thought there was an American army here. We've got an American army there. I thought there was one that actually had a leader on it. They obviously sieged this out, but we've got the Netherlands actually has an army with a leader on it there that should be able to take them out if they had to. Do have the Japanese here, though. Looking back in this Mauritania, yeah, they're just going to sit here. Although the Spanish have arrived in Spanish West Africa, so that's not looking very good for Mauritania. We've got some action going on in France, though. So we've got an Antillean War for Independence. So the Antilles were a colony of the French here, trying to gain their independence from the French. They look like they have a bunch of help. So we've also got, they've got the help of the Brazilians, Germany, Spain, Italy, and the French have the help of the Dominican Republic, Soviet Union, and Ireland, of all places. Is there another war they got? Oh, we have a Panamanian Guatemalan nationalist war. That looks like it's going to happen really quick, so let's have a quick look at this. We've got Panama sieging out all of Guatemala here. This is going to end momentarily. There we go. Guatemala has been annexed by Panama. The Dominican Republic is on the side of the French here, so we'll see what happens with the Antilles here. They have a lot of help for being just a 3 or 4 island nation there in the Caribbean. Now, do have the Soviets crossing the German border here in, I guess, what would be Latvia, Lithuania area. So yeah, they're actually sieging some parts out. The Germans do have manpower, though. We have some leaders here. We've got a good battle here between the Germans and the Soviets. I think at one point that the Soviets did have quite a few 3-star generals, but it doesn't look like they do anymore. Got some crossing penalties for the Germans here, so that's not good for them. They just rebuilt some manpower, now they just lost that battle. So Antillean War for Independence is very positive. Nigerian, Spanish West Africa is going negative. Obviously the Spanish arrived. But it looks like they're trying to head back to Europe. Obviously that war score, they just need to take out the Mauritania, and they might even be able to gain some territory for Spanish West Africa. I think at one point they actually had some of this territory from them. What a mess here in Germany. Soviets have shattered the German army. Let me quickly look at what's going on. So we do have, again, the American Reconquest and Sulu, and then we have the New Zealand or Dutch Imperialist War. Does look like New Zealand has arrived in the Netherlands here, in a lot of area of the Netherlands siege out, but this war score is not going very high for them. Okay, they have at least put it into positive territory. What they need to do, New Zealanders need to do, is actually siege out Batavia here. The Japanese have arrived in, I'm not sure what these islands are called, but whatever that would be where Batavia is, and they might be able to siege that out. The Japanese need to fight the Netherlands there, very equal armies. So yeah, we've got the Italians, even though they were in a war previously against the Germans, they are allied in this war with the Germans. So I think the Germans won a battle there, and even though they lost a couple battles there, and are moving in that general direction of the Soviet Union there. I just want to make sure that they didn't peace out early there. Got almost all of France. Yeah, they're almost completely sieged out. A few provinces still exist, so the French are trying to rebuild their armies from there. They might be recruiting mercenaries. Quickly head back on over to Indonesia. This is just a mess of troops here. Just like Germany, it's a mess of troops. We've got the Dutch should be able to easily take out these New Zealanders here. Should be able to easily. So we do have this Japanese army. Does not look like it's faced the... Actually, it might have. Because I'm not seeing... I thought there was about an equal size army. We've got a 40... Okay, the Americans have arrived here as well. They've sieged out, but they have no leader. Let's see. I think they actually won that battle. Either they won it or the Dutch retreated there. But yeah, if the Japanese faced them, I would think that the Japanese would win that battle. Speaking of the Japanese, let me just check. For the longest time, they were the only ones that were not... Have they westernized? No, they are still Asian tech group. I'm very surprised by that. Obviously, this was like 20 episodes ago. They actually tried to westernize, and they had an uprising where their people did not want them to westernize, so... And they won. And prevented them from westernizing. It looks like we've got the Brazilians all the way up here in the Soviet Union, sieging out territory, so I would assume that the Antilles are going to gain their independence very soon. We also have an Estonian change of government in Finland. Finland has one province here in the Baltic Sea, so not going to go very well for them. Don't have the help of the Soviets this time, though. Yeah, 46 for the Antilles there. That's... Just curious if Germany or anybody gains some territory here from this. We will see what happens. Maybe they could, Germans could take some territory from the French there. French are not, or possibly even Spain could gain some territory here. Or maybe we'll even break up, give some territory to Provence and Toulouse here in Guyenne, Normandy. And we've got Savoy. There we go. It just ended. So looks like Germany got some territory on the border there. What have we got here? The Italians took some territory. I don't think any of these little French countries, I don't think they got anything. The Antilles, obviously. What about on the German border here? Yeah, so the Germans took some territory from the Soviets as well. Checking in the Caribbean, we've got an independent Antilles now. Okay. So back on over, it looks like the Americans peaced out against the Dutch here. They did gain Sulu back from the Dutch. Did not gain anything else, though. It doesn't appear. So I'm missing it. So the New Zealanders still warring with them. We've got this Spanish West African war going on as well. Surprised, why are they not... Yeah, they actually don't have enough forces for the fort that they're trying to capture, I'm assuming. Yeah, there's a fort there. Really haven't been looking at forts very much in this series, just because the sieges usually last or go by really, really quickly. What's a war score like here? It's negative at this point. Just need to siege out Batavia, which doesn't look like they're going to. It looks like the Dutch actually won. Okay, no, that Japanese army, 3-star general. I thought it was 2-star earlier, but 3-star general, 88k. They should be able to easily take out that Dutch army. The Dutch, the Japanese, and the Portuguese and New Zealand really outnumber them. Not much going on at this point. I don't see anything happening with this. Okay, we've actually got Mauritania, surprisingly, came back, or moved into Spain, but the Spanish, wherever their army is, unless they lost... Okay, here it is. Yeah, 3-star general. So yeah, that's not going to go very well for them. So, funny enough, the Spanish have moved into Mauritania, and Mauritania has moved into Spain, so... Either way, it's not going to go well if those armies actually have to face each other. The Spanish are certainly... Actually, with that said, a decent battle here. I think Spain is obviously going to win, but they took some pretty decent casualties. If the Mauritania was able to move this army back in to fight the Spanish here, they might be onto something. Quickly rebuilding that manpower, though, or the Spanish are. Okay, we've got a Malian change of government. Mali, Italy, Liberia against Mauritania, Niger, and Nigeria. Okay, so more Spanish not Spanish, but African wars going on here. So Nigeria and Niger are allies. I would say the fact that the Italians are on the side of Mali here is going to be a big tide turner in this war. Although, with that said, the Niger is fighting off the Italians here. So I think the Italians were just not prepared for that, at least at that moment. The Italians, they have some manpower issues. Look at Canada's manpower in their army, 200k, 300k manpower ready to go, and they're just not going to use it. Those peaceful Canadians, after they took Newfoundland, they were pretty peaceful. Yeah, it looks like Spanish West Africa is probably going to grow in size, I'm assuming. Although, so we got Mali fighting Mauritania. Mali might gain some territory here. Let me head back to our diplomatic screen. Yes, Nigeria and West Africa. Spain's just going to be able to destroy Mauritania here. We've got some... Is that rebels in Liberia? Rose up for a moment. We've got some Greek revolutionaries here too. And it does look like, didn't want to miss it, but Estonia took over all of Finland, so I think Finland is gone. Let's quickly look here. We've got, these are just provinces though. Yeah, so Finland is gone as a nation. Sorry to all of our Finnish viewers out there. Got some Nigerian particularists rising up in the middle of this war that's going on. Okay, so that Spanish war just ended as well. As I was saying, Spanish West Africa gained a bunch of territory from Mauritania, and I'm guessing that Mauritania is about to lose territory to Mali here. They use this change of government. It looks like, did Guinea just gain territory there? Were they always that big? Huh. Yeah, I guess they have grown in size recently. That's just a little bit bigger than I thought they were. And that New Zealand war is just kind of not going anywhere, though. Actually, wait. We've got Nigeria still at war with Spain, so that war isn't completely over. They're still at war individually with Nigeria, and Mauritania's got their army exiled somehow. Okay, that territory is still occupied by Nigeria. We've got the Italians sieging out areas in Niger here. Just kind of scattered, like a lot of armies, just all over the place here. Cannot believe that New Zealand or Dutch war is going for the entire episode here without being sorted out. Quickly head back on over there. So yeah, the Dutch are taking advantage. We've got the Japanese though. Moving in, looks like they've defeated... No, wait, we've got it right here. The 57k stack. Japanese just need to take that on, and it would be pretty decisive for the Dutch, and then they need to siege out Batavia is somewhere around here. There it is. It's a fort, so it'll take a little bit longer than a lot of these provinces. Dutch, if they could move... If they could actually move some of their troops, maybe they don't have the navy for it anymore. They could actually siege out areas in New Zealand if they wanted to. If they wanted to. What do we got? So yeah, actually the New Zealand, that war score has finally gone positive for them because their Japanese are sieging all this area that the Dutch hold. It's pretty even though. They each hold a bunch of territory that the other really would want. Quickly heading back to Africa to watch this Mali war. We've got Couldn't tell who won that battle, but it was a battle between Nigeria and Italy. It looks like the Italians might have lost that war? I'm not sure. They both look like they had no morale. What have we got here between the... Looks like the Spanish did peace out with the Nigeria there. Did Nigeria gain anything? I don't think so. Does not look like it. Alright, well, it does look like we're out of time for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and please consider hitting the like button if you did, as it really helps out the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.